All right, welcome everybody. I'm here in West Texas, Southwest Texas. It's over 100 degrees, so we're going to try to keep this video short. Normally I don't come out in the day and swing golf clubs, when it's 102 degrees out. But I want to do a video just briefly here and talk about what it is to swing the golf club without actually using your arms to swing it. Right? You don't really want to be activating the golf swing with your arms. You want to be activated with your lower body, your pelvis and your hips, and some footwork. And we're going to talk a little bit about Paul Wilson, who teaches a very loose wrists, and he has his own unique style of teaching. And we're going to talk a little bit about that today. I'm going to show you some of the things that I do that really help me. And some of it came from his teaching and some other teaching as well. But I think you're really going to enjoy this, so stick around. Let's get started. All right, so let's talk about the importance of the trail arm, right? Because I'm going to be hitting the ball this way, right? My target's that way, okay? So what I see a lot of people do is they try to do all the work with their left arm, their lead arm only, right? So obviously if you're a lefty, then your lead arm's going to be the other way, right? But for the sake of this video, my lead arm is this arm, right? This is the arm that holds the club at length, and we're swinging like this, right? So what I see a lot of people do is they try to lift up their arm, this lead arm, as high as they can, just with the muscles in this arm, the shoulder, the pectoral muscle, and that, this is about as high as I can lift my arm right now. So the importance of the trail arm here, is really, really important to understand the role of the trail arm. So watch what I'm going to do here. This is about as high as I can lift my arm without doing some weird tilting. So watch what this hand's going to do. I'm going to lift up this arm. You see that? This trail arm, it's one of its responsibilities is to lift this arm higher, okay? Because I can't really lift it too much higher on its own. So that's the number one thing I want to first show is you got to get this arm and understand its responsibility. Lift the arm up. The other thing that I want you to understand is that too many people have their lead arm away from their body. You want the upper part of this arm compressed against your chest, because that's going to create a whipping action when you come through the ball and release it off your chest. Okay, now, so you got to do two things with this arm to help this arm. One is you lift it, and the other, watch this, very important, is you pull the arm to your chest. You pull it. So you lift and pull. You got to get this upper part of your arm compressed against your chest. And the timing of that's really important. Now, some of the best players in the world, they're naturally going to compress this arm against their chest at the change of direction, and the arm's going to get compressed automatically. But for a lot of amateurs, they really struggle with the concept and the importance of getting this arm compressed against the chest. Okay, if you just have it floating around out there like this, if it's just away from the body, right? If my arms are over here, away from the body, there's a big old gap, that's a big problem. So I'm going to use this arm to lift up this hand. I'll lift up this arm. I'm going to lift it up. I'm pulling up with this arm. Pull up, and then you're going to pull back. Get that? Up, and then at the change of direction, we're going to pull back. We pull the arm, use this arm to pull this arm back. Now I'm exaggerating it here for the sake of this video, but it's really important to get that compression up against your body, up against your chest. Okay, that's number one. Now the next thing I want to talk about is, the timing of all that. So when you get to the top up here, we're starting to get to the top. I'm lifting up my arm, and as I get ready to do change of direction in my downswing, I'm not going to get up here and pause and then try to swing. As we're getting to the top, we're not done with our backswing yet. That's when we're going to initiate the lower body. You don't wait till you get way up here and then try to swing. It's too late. Most amateurs do that. They get to the top of their swing, they're up here, and then they think it's time to swing. You have to initiate your lower body before your backswing is done. Okay, so you get up like this, you're lifting up your arm, and then right when you get ready to do change it, before you finish your backswing, I recommend for now, for amateurs anyway, is pull that arm against the chest. Pull your arm back. Okay, up like this, pull back, and just as you're making that move, change direction. Okay, it's going to lower the club in the spot, and then watch this, folks. What I'm not going to do from here is I'm not just going to start swinging the club with my arms. Look what's going to happen if I do that. My hips are stalled, the ball's right in front of me. imaginary ball, and the club, my arms are swung and I just hit the ground way back here. This is what most people do. So their mind tells them they're going to hit the ground. What do? They start standing up with their knees, and they start standing up at the waist. They miss the ground, and they flip at the ball. Okay? Can't play golf at the highest level or even any kind of decent amateur level doing that. Okay, so we don't want to swing from the top of the swing using our arms at all. And as you know, I talked about reference Paul Wilson here a little bit, and he teaches, don't swing with your arms. He's 100% right. So let me just do this in slow motion. We're going to get up like this. We're going to lift up the arms, and then at change of direction, I'm going to start pulling out my lead arm. My trail arm is going to pull my lead arm against my chest, and at the same time, I'm going to drop this hip back. Right? You see that? As I get up like this, as I pull that arm back, I'm going to drop this lead hip back right here. What I'm not going to do is get up here and start spinning out. We don't want to spin. We get up here, we pull back, we drop the lead hip back. This stays back too. It just goes back. We don't spin. Our first move's up. As we begin to pull the club back, we drop the lead hip back. I'm exaggerating all these moves for the sake of a drill, right? And then we can spin. Now we start to spin the hips. The club comes down, the hands are in front of the club, we release through, we stand up tall, and it's really important to get everything towards the target. Nick Faldo talks about this, the belt's got to be towards the target, your chest towards the target, your face towards, everything goes towards the target. If you don't do that, then you're just going to be doing one of these things, and you're all flippy, and you're not really going to get very long golf shots, okay? Right, so the last thing I just want to talk about here is what does it really mean not to use the arms? I'm initiating my swing with my lower body. I'm going to push this lead hip back and begin to just get my rotation going. So I'm here, I'm up, I pull my arm back, I begin my swing with my lower body by pushing this hip back, pulling it back. Okay, and now I just continue to rotate. Right, what I don't do is get right here and just start swinging the club with my arms. This is a big no-no. It's going to force me to stand up. Just keep rotating. Drop the lead hip back. The club's going to come down. And what I want you to notice right here is look at the angle in my trail elbow and my trail wrist. Look at these angles. Look at them. It's probably a 70-degree angle. This is whatever this angle is. These two angles in my trail arm are extremely important. You almost want to feel like the club is behind you. You can exaggerate until you get really good at it. Make it feel like the club's behind you. It's a little bit stuck for now, but it's way better than being way out in front and flipping at the ball. Let the club feel like it's almost behind you back over here as you turn. Okay? And this angle here is important. Watch as I rotate. I can hold those angles right here in my trail arm and my trail wrist for as long as I wanted to. Here's a drill that'll help you exaggerate this, right? You get up here, you pull back, change direction, just keep turning. Don't let go, don't release the club. Watch this. That's crazy, right? It's exaggeration. But you get my point, right? At no point did I release my arms yet. Too many amateurs release their arms way over here. Or they release it here. The truth is, in a golf swing, we don't release our arms until past the ball. You see that? I saw a guy yesterday teaching a lesson. He said, keep your arms straight through the cup. I'm like, you can't just listen to anybody on YouTube, okay? Because they don't know what they're talking about. You can't just have your arms straight through the golf swing. For a chipping shot, that might be okay around the green. But you definitely do not want especially your trail arm, straight coming through the golf swing. You want that thing bent and rotating. And then as you come through, that power is going to get released. Okay? Look at my arm, it's still bent. It's better to have it a little bit behind you even. Okay, Rory McIlroy does that. He keeps his arm a little bit behind him. That's okay, you want that.
up here, boom. Make it feel like the club's almost behind, like way back here. And then just keep rotating. Bam, the club's gonna come right in there. Okay? Okay, it's pretty hot out here, so that's all I can do for today. Hope you really enjoyed the video. Again, this is just something we wanted to cover regarding Paul Wilson and talking about loose wrists and not using the arms. You don't want to be swinging with the arms. They actually don't release this angle in your trail elbow and your trail wrist. They don't release until here, okay? And you don't have to try to release them. There is no, I'm gonna release it. Your momentum is going to automatically, and the weight of the club head, and as you turn, is automatically gonna release that club. Because this arm, remember, is compressed against the chest. So as you turn, it's gonna come flinging off the chest. And when it does, this arm is attached to the other arm, right there attached, right here at the handle. So as you fling this club like this arm has no choice but to lose these angles and go straight. So don't worry about trying to release the angle at your elbow or the angle at your wrist. It'll happen automatically. I challenge you to hold the club like this, okay, pull it back against your chest, and just rotate. Okay? I bet most amateurs, their instinct is gonna be to release the club over here. Just do it in slow motion. What are you doing? I bet you're doing like this, you're releasing, you're standing up. Like 99% of people do this, and their hips are facing the ball. Okay, so just do it in slow motion. Up here, get your hands high as you can, pull back, drop the hip back, keep those hands behind you for now. Just keep rotating, and then boom, the club is gonna release itself. It's gonna actually be, released fully like right here, all right? Okay, that's it for now. I'm gonna go home, go inside and get something to drink. It's really hot. Talk to y'all real soon again next time.